We're at the site of the Marais Massacre, and that occurred in 1858, and that was part of the Bleeding Kansas era. Now, what happened were there was about 30 pro-slavery men that went into Trading Post, Kansas, and captured 11 anti-slavery men. They brought them here to this ravine, lined them up, and shot them. 5 died, 5 survived, and 1 escaped en route. And this is an incredible story, so let's go check it out.
Bleeding Kansas was a series of raids and battles on the Kansas-Missouri border between 1854 and 1859, and it surrounded the question of slavery and if Kansas would be admitted to the Union as a slave or a free state. When the Kansas Territory was open for settlement in 1854, abolitionists from the North poured in, and a conflict with the pro-slavery Missouri neighbors ensued.
And there's this little plaque here that was placed. It says National Historic Landmark. This site possesses national significance in commemorating the history of the United States of America, and it was placed here in 1974. And that is correct. This was a significant event.
This was one of the last acts of violence in the Bleeding Kansas era. That was prior to the outbreak of the American Civil War. On May 19, 1858, 30 men led by Charles Hamilton, who was a pro-slavery leader, made their way to Trading Post, Kansas, where they captured 11 Free State men. They were led to this ravine where Hamilton ordered his men to shoot. One of the Free State men's wife, Sarah Reed, followed the band 2 miles from Trading Post, and she was within distance to hear the shots being fired, and she confronted Hamilton and his men as they tried to make their escape. She eventually found her husband, Reverend Benjamin L. Reed, alive and was able to return to town to get help. Hamilton and his gang returned to Missouri, and only one man was ever prosecuted for the crime, William Griffith of Bates County, Missouri.
And that is the ravine right down there. Let's go check this out. So what we're looking at here is the ravine that the 11 men were lined up and shot by Hamilton and his men. All right, we're going to go down into this little ravine here on this side and see. Wow, it's I don't know, I just got a really creepy feeling coming down here. Oh, okay, sorry. It's downhill on rocks. All right, oh, it's very pretty down here. It's beautiful, actually. And that area right there, that is where I believe that they were shot, in the ravine. And we've come from up there. Okay, there's other things to check out here. But let's just take a moment. This was a really significant event in Bleeding, Kansas. And Bleeding, Kansas led up to the Civil War. I mean, it wasn't the only factor, but it was pretty big, because the question of slavery was being fought here on the Kansas-Missouri border before the Civil War. So many battles, so many raids, so many deaths. So after the massacre, John Brown showed up. And of course he showed up because he was in all of this Bleeding Kansas stuff down here. And he built a fortified cabin because Missouri is only like 4 miles from here. And he spent the winter of 1858 here. And a man named Charles Hadsell bought the property and then built this house. Unfortunately, John Brown's little fort is not here anymore, which kind of stinks. But let's go check this house out. Okay, one thing I'm deathly afraid of are wasps, or what I call them, wasps. And there's some nests up there, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go this one because I can get a better getaway if see, I'm so scared of them. Oh, look at that beautiful chimney up there. Look, it's all covered with ivy and some flowers. That's pretty. Okay. I'm gonna do it again. Get my camera ready so we can see inside. I'm doing this so we can see inside. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. It may be quick. It's all we're getting. Just a room. It's hard to see because of the glare. I'm sorry. But we can get a little look at it. Okay. Seriously, guys, I am super scared of wasps. I am so scared of them. Oh my gosh, that is just how I'm about to have a panic attack. Holy crudmeister. Okay, oh, let's go down these stairs. Wow, look at that. Look at that wider view. That is a really cool house. Look at that. Those two, I think they're doors or maybe they're windows. I don't know. What do you guys think? Probably windows. There's not a window up top. I would love to go in this house. I don't know if it's ever open though. Huh. So the house is much bigger from the back than it is in the front. Look, it's got a basement, ground floor, top floor. That is very interesting. Some more cool doors. Look at that little window there. I wonder what the purpose of that was. Huh. But I do want to point something out here as we get a little closer. Do you see that huge wasp nest? And there is no way I'm going up there because I will have a panic attack. I know it's irrational, but it's there. Ooh, let's go over here and check this out. This looks super interesting. Everything down here is interesting. I love doing this. I love going gallivanting. Wow, look at this. How cool is that? Look at just a rock cliff. That is beautiful. Oh, look. Here's a picnic table. If you want to go have a picnic, I don't think I would. I think there's some poison ivy in there. Huh. What a cool sight. What a cool sight. Not only did we get to learn about the Marais Massacre, but we got to see this really cool house. And I told you I'm not going up here, but I'll go as far as I feel comfortable. How about that? There's a porch. See if we can get a look in. No. Oh, that's because it's too dirty. Yeah, it's just too dirty. We'll have to suffice with this patio view or porch view. Oh my goodness. Okay, not too bad. Okay, let's go back up the stairs. Oh, look at those beautiful flowers. Oh, wow, that was really cool. That was cool. So we got to see the massacre site and we got to see that house. And I'm really impressed. So now we continue our gallivanting adventures. Let's go see what else we can find. Okay, you guys, we're in Trading Post, Kansas. And I don't know too much about it, but there's a schoolhouse and a cabin and another building, and then that is a museum, but they're not open. And then the graveyard or the cemetery. So we're gonna go check them all out. Okay, obviously I am really close to a nest. I must have got real close to a nest there because there were these birds that are like dive bombing me. So that is the school, Trading Post School, 1886. And it's not open today, which is kind of stinky. But I mean, that's okay. Sometimes when you go out gallivanting, you just see stuff like this. You can't go in it, but that's okay because this is still really cool. But I've been in here before, and I've got some footage that I'm going to insert for you so you can see it, because it's not open. It's not open today. And this right here is Tubbs Cabin. There we go. How about that? Is it better? That's Tubbs Cabin. And I've been in there, and it is super creepy, especially right up there. So I'll put some footage in there so you can see what that looks like. Let's walk into the cemetery here. There's lots of old graves, but we're headed to that monument right there. But this is a monument to the Marais massacre. And we can get a closer look at it. It's got its own monument. And there's their names. All right, and then I have found this tombstone. Look at that. Look how cool that is. This is the tombstone of Edgar Russell Dowd, who died in Mexico City, Mexico on June 10th, 1908. 1908. Wow. I wonder what happened. A mystery. It's a mystery. But look at that. That's not like a tombstone you normally see. I'm gonna have to look this up and see what kind of symbolism this has.
I'm kind of shocked, but I found Edgar, and here he is. So, Edgar was born on April 19th, 1861, at the beginning of the Civil War, and he was the eldest of two boys, and his parents were A.C. and Lucinda Dowd. And Edgar was in the freight business, and that led him down to New Mexico and then down to Old Mexico. And it was down in Mexico City where he became suddenly ill and died a few days later. He was 47 years old. His obituary stated he was always gentle and pleasant as a girl of 16, not very rugged or strong, and one would hardly pick him for a man who would enjoy or even endure the hardships or exposure of the rough and tumble life that he followed for so many years. He never had any trouble of any kind, and he always got along pleasantly and was a general favorite with all who knew him.
What's this? Lucinda, wife of A.C. Dowd, died June 19th, 1800 something. Very old tombstone. Is that right? That can't be right. That has to be 1860 something. Because in 1809 or whatever it was, I said there weren't people settled here legally. Not to say it didn't happen. There were squatters. I mean, look at all these old tombstones. Look at this one. It's just a chunk. It's just broken. Oh, and the symbols where they're holding hands. It's a man and a woman. So hopefully they'll be reunited in death. And that one has a rose on it. That's for Anna, the daughter of Nina Elizabeth something, born March 18th, 1862, died January 12th, 1875. Well, she was still a kid. I'm not sure that that is supposed to be that way. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. Look at these. These are, I think you call these vaults. I'm not really sure. There's quite a few of them out here. Oh, and look at this. This is pretty elaborate over here. It's another one of those vaults burials. Look at that. It's the Almond family. Very, very interesting. Look at that. Huh.
Thank you so much for joining me on my gallivanting today, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, I will see you all next week.